Welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe for Chinese. Today's sensation is sour. Okay, how Chinese express sour? Chinese express sour visually and logically. The visual part on the left side is a bottle with a stopper. So you can see visually, this is a container, vertical shaped container, cylinder shape. The bottom is some liquid at the bottom. The top part is just a stopper to hold the liquid inside without evaporating. So that by itself implies that this is some highly evaporatable, volatile, I guess that's word, for this type of liquid, which is like more likely to be fermented liquid in the form of, say, we have this with water sign, that means wine or alcohol. And this with this complicated thing on the right, I'm going to explain, that means sour. So it's again fermented, very evaporatable. So the right side means slow walking. And slow walking in this case, paired with fermentation symbol, implied fermentation, it's a slow fermented. So it's not just about walking anymore. And this slow walking is made of permission to walk backwards. Okay, permission is made of this spoon symbol. So this twist and turn shape is a Chinese ancient big spoon. And then we have the two sides over there is an abstraction or simplification of human symbol. Originally, it has the human symbol that's kind of an R sign. But in any case, human symbol has a left stroke, right stroke. So the little bit non-linear form of the right side got like omitted. We don't need that much detail now. We only left and right on each side. So that's a human plus the spoon. Why it makes permission. Now think about it. It's about food safety as well. Who you can share food with is who you're going to trust eating with, right? So you're not going to just drink from any bottle. You have to know the source of that food is good, okay for you. So just like in today's schools, a school, your kid cannot bring home food and share with other kids. Like, as far as I know, that's not encouraged behavior because you don't know the other kids if they have an allergy or anything, conditions that you may, as out of goodwill, and did something detrimental to that person. So food sharing was a big deal, still recognized today. You don't just take food from somebody. You have to give permission to that person to supply food, to scoop this thing to you. So that's why it's permission. At the bottom is backward walking. So backward walking is made of this shoe of ancient times. So the shoe format in ancient times is two deck. The ground level is where you're going to touch the ground, and then the upper level is where your food is going to rest on. So there is a cushioning between your food to the ground. This two deck food ware back then combined or struck through with this backward, well, regarded as backward, because in Chinese ancient times, humans, we are facing this way, left side facing. And when you have this stroke going toward the right, that means your shoe is pointing, not pointing, like directionally going to walk toward the right side. And this right side default as the backward because forward walking is toward the left. This is a difference between the ancient Chinese view of progression is leftward going instead of like today's time axis is drawn from the left to right, right? The arrow by default is pointing toward the right. That's the bigger number, or that's the later days versus Chinese regard the left side is the progression, the direction to go, versus here, if it's pointing toward the right, that means backward. Backward, and with a shoe means walking toward the back. Okay. Backward walking with permission, permitted back walking together means walking slowly because that's permitted. So you're going to take your time to walk and take your time to ferment. And whatever takes time to ferment, that makes the taste of sour. Such a long-winded, sour taste making, meaning making process. I hope I did quite some digging to unpack every icon. I hope this is explained in a way that makes sense for us. Okay, 酸葡萄, sour grape. I guess this is a translation from the Western literature that describes psychology of you cannot get that. Therefore, you feel grape is something ideal, something desirable. And you put 酸, sour in front of it to make it not desirable, meaning somebody else get the grape. You're envious of that person's achievement. Therefore, you're negating the achievement itself. It's saying, it's nothing, not big deal. So that's the sour grape, and Chinese simply translated 酸葡萄. And 尖酸刻薄 is the type of person who are hard to please, and they're going to have their sour face all the time. So the Chinese do, in this case, share the sentimentality of this temperament or mood of that person in as sour, same as in English. And we have 尖, this pointy, this punctual, this sense of they're going to use stinging words on you. So that's paired together, stinging and sour. Okay. 酸腐, means rottening, sour to the degree of rottening. That's 酸腐. Actually, Chinese use 酸腐, means somebody whose mind was so fossilized, they cannot change their ideas, concept at all. They still hold on to the truth that was in the past, which is no longer applicable to today's world. And their old world mentality eventually in today's people's concept would be 酸腐. Okay, 酸臭 is sour to the extent of getting stinky. Okay, 酸臭. I guess it's mostly describing the olfactory sense. It's not sour, the taste sense. And 酸臭, probably we don't apply too much social meaning to it, but it's describing this stinkiness that came from the sourness. So I guess 酸臭, we can describe some socks out of sneakers. That's the kind of a sour stinkiness in there. Okay, so 酸, sour. Here I'm showing you supposedly the Chinese 醋. And 醋 is the main sour, so cider, Chinese. Is it a cider? No, vinegar. So Chinese vinegar is 醋, and that's the main sour palate creation sauce in the Chinese cuisine. There you go. 酸. Thank you for your time. See you another day.